Okay, my name is Leland Keller. I was born in 1934 on a farm across the river from Poplar, Montana. Then we moved to western Montana for about a year. I don't remember any of that, but we moved from there back in 1936, I believe. And I remember that we lived right by the river, Missouri River, across from Poplar, Montana again. And we lived there until 1938. And my dad, Edgar Keller, and my mother, Rosa Keller, bought a place across the river again from 17 miles, I believe it was, south of Brockton, Montana. They bought this ranch, and I remember that all the time after we moved there in 38. I lived there until I was married in 54, and I moved out. But I remember when we moved there was a dead bird in the house. I remember that well, 38. And then as the years went by, I went to a country school. I'm quite a bit older than some of the other kids, you know. I guess I'm the oldest in the family. I'm older than Norman anyway. And as I grew up there, I remember I had hay fever very, very bad. I couldn't do anything out in the field. I'd go out and try to cut hay, and my eyes would swell shut. I tried to run the combine, and my eyes would swell shut. I'd be in bed for several days. I couldn't see. So I had to do things like milking the cows. I remember that in the wintertime, my dad was available to help me milk, but in the summertime I wound up milking the cows morning and night, and we milked up to 12 cows sometimes, and I'd just get done milking and I'd go back out and start over again, you know. And then as it went along, my sister was born, and then Norman, and the rest of the kids, I guess, were all born in that area, or Fairview, or wherever, in town anyway. And I stayed with my grandmother in Keller in the wintertime, and went to high school in Fairview, Montana. And then after that, I guess it was, I don't know what year they moved to the valley, my folks and the kids, because the other kids had to go to school somewhere. It's high school. And then I had moved. I lived in Glasgow for several years ago, and then we moved to Glendive in '63, I think it was. And I had sold cars and managed businesses and so on in Glasgow. I sold cars back in Glendive till I started, and then I went to work for a appliance dealer, sold appliances and repaired appliances, and then Twyla and I, we'd gotten married in '54, and we bought the store that we were working for, and we sold GE, Maytag, Amana, KitchenAid, and all those appliances. And anyway, Twyla did most of the selling, but I won the trips that they had, and I got to meet George Forsner, who started Amana, and he took a liking to me, and he was real old, and even when he sold Amana out to Raytheon Corporation, I got to sit down at the table with him, and he explained to me, just me personally, which he would never had to done. You know, he told me just how he was doing it, how many people had to work for the company for 10 years, for the people out of Amana, And then he got me on the Mork and Mindy show with Robin Williams, and I had lots of things like that. I had trips to Denver Broncos and New England Patriots ball games. I got a trip to Hawaii with GE, and by the way, then I say Twyla stayed home and did work.